Hello, Becky.
Hello again.
How are you doing?
There's a little bit going on.
Do you?
Well, yeah.
I couldn't possibly know why.
Sorry. So he wants to stay on in Shutesbury. He thinks he can, continue to get everything done here as well as there because he tends to be a workaholic. And my thought is it would in conversation with him, I think it would be much more reasonable if we could reduce his hours to like 12 hours a week. And but if we did that, we would want the office presence. Here's Kevin.
Here's Kevin. Just for note of record, it's 20 hours currently, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So hi, Kevin. So Kevin's hours are 20 now. So one thought that I would like the personnel board to look at that Kevin and I came up with is if the clerk's job description was increased, it's currently says 15, but she works closer to 12. Is that right, Kevin? We can't hear you.
You can unmute Kevin so we can speak.
There we go. How's that?
That's great.
Sorry, I'm on the phone again. My monitor suddenly disconnected on the computer. So, but yeah, she does Mondays and Tuesdays now for about, let's say 11 to, yeah, I'd say about 12 hours.
And it's Monday, Tuesdays.
Right now, she's been in Mondays, Tuesdays for, I'd say 11 to 4. It works out to like a little bit more than 6 hours a day. As you know, Becky, she tends to stay there a little later and do her own thing. So sometimes other than her timesheet, I have a hard time pinning down, what exactly she's doing beyond the tasks I give her.
Yep. That account for the extra hours.
That she's in the office.
Yep.
But in terms of the timesheet, I believe she's 11 and a half for 12 every week consistently.
Okay. So what we were looking at is the potential of Kevin going down to 12 hours and the other office person going to 20 hours. But to do that, it would mean addition of tasks and responsibilities for those additional 8 hours. And so Kevin has put together what those tasks would be, and I've emailed them to you all.
And also it would be 4 hours a day, Monday to Friday, so that there's office coverage every day.
And would that be variable, Kevin? Like there'd be some later afternoon hours to hit those that work, or would all be at the same time during the day?
No, I would hope there's flexibility so that the person would be, it could be an afternoon, it could be a morning, it could straddle like I do. I mean, technically I do 10 to 3. I'm usually in it, 9:30 to 4, but because of the driving distance, once I'm there, I'm there. But I mean, hopefully if you get somebody local, but it'd be shifting some of the, I hate to use the term grunt work, but shifting more of the less strategic things to that person, and then let me focus on the more high level stuff that I can get done in reduced hours. It would still be me doing email every day, checking the phone, doing the higher level tasks. And for now, it would be coming in on Saturdays. But once I can adjust my schedule, it would probably, I'd be in a whole day in the office each week as well. I just have to wait till I get my feet wet at the other place before I can tinker with things. But the idea was to not have to replace me because we know what that entails. But by expanding the other role and giving more tasks that right now I'm doing, but could be taught to somebody. That was a way of making it work, and within the same budget, I might add, although it would differ who got what. But that was the starting point, was how do you get the job done with the same budget and just work it around and give better coverage? Because right now there is no coverage on Fridays. And we have over coverage on Monday and Tuesday. And this would, I think, allow there to be daily coverage in the office.
And you
Yeah.
left off an important thing, Kevin, is to keep good people.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the way we reworded, being candid, the job description, that the current individual can do it all. However, that's,
But she's up for the challenge.
yeah, I mean, she wants to see it and is interested in it, but also recognizes that it may not work. I believe she communicated that to you, Becky.
Yep.
So the level of some of the level of responsibility of some of the duties that you're talking about do require more than the skill set that this current position, the clerk position, has documented as its responsibility.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we've added many of the things that I do every day to it, to make it more less of a clerk and more of an assistant to the assessor type position.
Okay. So are
Um,
we thinking we're going to change the title?
Yeah, the title is on the description I gave Becky. So
He
I
changed it
don't,
to assessor assistant.
assessor assistant.
Yeah.
And candidly, over time, there was a hope that that person could be groomed and trained to become the assessor if they're interested over time.
So you see it as I see as a feeder for a future, for your replacement.
It could be. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I took this on in retirement, although I'm in great health and I have no desire to leave. At some point, 10 years from now, I'll probably want to retire. And
Hopefully.
at that point, you would have somebody that understands the job very well. And over time, if the person succeeds at what the description says now, then you could start giving the person higher level things and, having them help me do the higher level things that, the person need more education and training to do, but you could see if they'd succeed in that position. So yeah, to be candid, hopefully, whoever fills the position, we could look at it that way, because it's getting increasingly hard in Western Mass to find part-time assessors.
And also, at the very least, if it doesn't work out as you've laid out, Kevin, there's at least someone that can help with the continuity of operations until there is someone that is hired too. So you have a little bit of benefit on both ends if
Yeah,
you want to slide in.
Yeah, and there's not an immediate need to do this tomorrow. I mean, we could work on this over the next month or two, to see how it plays out. But I mean, just being candid, given the hours position in the smaller towns and the pay scales, you're not going to find a lot of people say, I want to come out to Shutesbury and make a career as the assessor. You're going to either wind up getting people starting or people leaving, unless we start developing some kind of regional system, and towns don't seem to want to do that.
Yeah, and I think it'll be, Leslie was on vacation this week, so we haven't had a chance to talk to her. So all three of us, or Leslie and I, will be talking about this on Monday and Tuesday and reviewing that, and she'll, she might feel comfortable with this, with the changes. So I think approaching it slowly and talking it through and working it through is important. But I wanted the personnel board to know and be aware that, especially since Kevin is starting the other position on Monday, that we do want to take, really take a serious look at these job descriptions. I'll also send out the Kevin's job description. So
Yeah, and I will tell you that in my opinion, the administrative assessor job description and the Board of Assessors job description are back. What you currently have for the board should be mine. The board does not do any of those things that are on theirs.
It gives us a chance to look at that one, I guess, then too, doesn't it?
Yeah, what I'd actually do is give you feedback on them over the next couple of weeks, because when I saw the board's description, I'm going, no, they don't do that. That's what Ken Holmberg did. That's what I do. And the board just, it seemed to me like the description was copied from a town further west where you have the board members acting as the assessors. And some towns have that where one or all of the board members are the assessors.
yeah, like in Mendon.
We wound up outsourcing. But I know, like in bigger cities also, the people who are on the board are full-time employees who are the assessors. And in some of the towns out in Berkshire County, one of the board members is the part-time assessor for that community. So, I mean, certainly the administrative assessor's position and the board members' job description need to be revised, in my opinion.
Well, we should do it while Kevin is
Able, yeah.
isn't into his new job.
I'm not going anywhere. I told you that. I mean, quite honestly, I would not have accepted the job, which, for the record, for people who don't know, I did not look for. I was approached, and it was too good to pass up. But I would not have accepted it if it meant leaving you guys in the lurch. I can't, as Becky knows, I can't do that. It's not my DNA.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that.
So, well, George, in a worst case scenario, what would happen is, if it's not working out with me reducing hours, I would help you guys, find somebody, screen the people, and help interview them for the town. But I feel I can keep doing what I'm doing if some of the, and I don't want to say menial, but less strategic things go to another person.
Sure, that makes sense.
And the way I look at it is, I tried to stay in doing this. I tried to say, how do we stay within the same dollars? How do we, in fact, increase the coverage? Because right now there's nobody in there Friday, and that would put somebody in there Friday for 4 hours. And, hopefully the person could be flexible and do afternoons, or, stretch later, or do, a checkerboard, I'm going to do mornings Monday and Tuesday, and afternoons Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever works. But that's neither here nor there. But you get the coverage and you get the work done. I'm very concerned about getting the work done. And some of the higher level stuff that the DOR keeps changing their mind on and requiring, I think right now I have to do, but there's a lot of tasks leading up to it that other people could do with expanded hours.
Well, I was going to say, on the surface, it does sound like if we're going to cut your hours by that amount, I think that gives us a little money to increase the salary, the rate of the assistant, the new assistant position. Does that sound right, Becky?
Well, actually, we have a little problem in that area.
There's another twist.
The assistant is making close to what the current clerk is making close to what the assessor is making.
Okay.
And that's another issue I think we will have to address. I think we should tackle it as the first one of the list of 9 out of 14, where the percentages are off, and start doing, start with doing the classification chart with the assessor and the assessor's clerk position. because right now that's the problem. I think you have more of a, you know, I don't have the exact dollar amount right now, but it's very close.
So just a quick question, and this may be clear to others, but so if we change the title, then the assessor clerk position no longer exists and it becomes this new.
Correct.
Just double checking on that.
Right. And just to George's question, under the shortened Kevin hours, increased assistant hours, I actually gave myself a raise in there for the hours I'm there beyond the thing.
Well, it's, yeah.
But
it's-
I'm more than flexible to leave it where it is. That's your call, not mine. It did stay within the budget, but I put the new position at I think it was 19.25 an hour, Becky.
Right, and yours at $25 an hour.
Yeah,
And it was $100 less than the budget.
300.
Oh.
But you know, you can jigger it any way you want and keep me at what the rate is for the coming fiscal year. You know, I don't do it for the money, so although I did take the new one for the money because they're you couldn't touch what they offered me for the same
Well, we
job.
all have to volunteer somewhere in
Good
our
for
life.
you.
No, but I can tell you, just after looking at the competition for all sorts of assessors positions, and there's been a lot of shuffling this year. Even for a small town, the pay scale is off by at least $3 or $4 an hour for the
And that's what
administrative
showed
assessor.
even in Franklin County.
Even in Franklin County, it's off, but compared to the rest of the state, it's low. You know, when they're hiring clerks at a higher rate, because the thing you also have to realize is there aren't a lot of people coming into the business, and so it's getting competitive on attracting people. And as people leave, you know, the woman or the guy who did it on a part-time basis, and I'll use the baseball term, the home team discount, they're not coming in. So even the smaller towns are having to pay more to get people. I mean, the interesting thing was, Becky, as I told you, in the Sunderland position that was open earlier this year, paid more per hour for a clerk job than I make.
Which also means it's not only trying to get people to come here,
But stay.
stay, thank you, but getting people to stay is also a big consideration for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I could tell you candidly, I'm going in at more than $6 an hour higher into Holliston than I make in Shutesbury.
Yeah.
And then, and by the way, and after I pass my 3 months probation, I go up another $1 an hour.
Wow,
good job.
14 grand a year, I'll take it.
Well, the issue there was they could not fill that job. And I met the woman in charge by accident, by registering for course. She started interviewing me and I didn't realize it. She said, no, honestly, she said, you know, I don't know Shutesbury, where is it? She said, what's it like living out there? And I said, well, I actually live right next to you. I'm 2 towns away from you. And she said, really, where do you live? And I said, Mendon. And she goes, if you drive it out there? I said, yeah. She goes, well, I got a position I can't fill. And I said, really, I don't, you know, what's it pay? And she named the dollar figure. I said, I'm willing to talk to you.
You got your attention.
But quite honestly, when they had advertised the job, I'll tell you candidly, I looked at it and said, nah.
So when would you need to cut your hours?
I would say probably in the new fiscal year.
Starting in July.
Yeah.
And he just finished handing off the tax bills to Ellen.
Yeah.
And so we're going into a season that is a little bit quieter, that might help buy
Well,
a little bit of time.
the rest of the thing, I have to wrap up the new growth inspections in June, which I will do. And then I start working on the tax rate, and that is not as intense over the summer. But there are things over the summer that have to get done. We have to reach out to all the people with Chapter 61 renewals due, which is all of them. We have to reach out to the exemption people, which should do, but that's more clerical. So that's getting out a letter to them, reminding them to renew and getting them the form, where, you know, Leslie would be focused on that, and I'd be focused on getting all the tax rate stuff done, because there's about 15 forms I have to fill out for the DOR. And actually two of them are due at the end of June. But, you know, we're talking in the August, September timeframe, but I do a lot of background work in July that's number crunching that Leslie can't do. So, you know, I could do it with reduced hours. I mean, my intent is to do what I do now, which is I'll be reading email all day long. I'll be answering phone calls with reduced hours. And, you know, Leslie's done a great job at triaging calls to which she can answer. She does, and whatever else she leaves for me or gets to me. And I expect that to continue. And I expect to be in one night a week, and I expect to be working on Saturdays.
And going back to the pay differential, see, Kevin was always he's exempt, non-exempt, and Leslie's exempt. So his it always shows up as his salary, not an hourly. So I hadn't realized how close the hourly is. So Kevin's getting $21.86 an hour currently, and Leslie's getting $19.87.
And all I know is when the fiscal year comes in, the increase allows me to buy a medium cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts and 2 donut holes once a week. That's the pay increase. Because I calculated it out. So I think I go to, what am I, 21.86? I think I go to like 22 something.
Yeah.
I'm not going up that much.
Yeah.
So next steps for the personnel board then.
Yeah.
We
I
need
think we
to,
have to review we review the job descriptions, make sure it fits with what we're thinking, and then classify them in some way, right? Those are the 2 steps, unless
Yeah.
I'm missing something.
for the 2 jobs or all the jobs?
I think because of what Kevin has brought up about the board and
Yeah,
his
the
job
description.
description, we should review all of them.
All 3, yeah.
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 I
think
have,
Melody was
I-
trying to say
Yeah,
something.
sorry, I'm trying to say something. It's hard when
Okay.
you can't see me.
Yeah.
Just curious, did you send us a copy of the list that Kevin sent you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because when I opened my email, what I saw was assessor's job description and clerk. Did you send us the assistant one?
I think I sent the assistant and the clerk, just those 2. I didn't send
Oh,
send
okay,
for the board.
okay,
Those are the 2 that would be changing, and then we'd
I-
have to review and see if Kevin's job description would change. Well, the number of hours would change, but we have to evaluate what else
Right.
would change.
oh, got it,
But-
okay.
but I could update those job descriptions for the board and the administrative assessor probably by the end of next week.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be helpful. And I think the next regular meeting is the 24th. So by the
Yep.
24th, and maybe if one of you all would want to work on the reclassification and review that, I mean, see if there's, you know, if anything changes on the grade and placement of any of these jobs once we get them. George, would you have time to do that with me
So,
for the meeting?
yeah, so what does that entail?
It entails looking at the master classification sheet for all the categories. There's like 10 categories, and all the job descriptions are broken into those categories, and evaluating whether anything changed to drop them. And then we have a menu, a number menu that allocates like 10 points for this, 20 points for that.
Yeah, like a
And go
worksheet.
through- Yeah, a worksheet. Go through the worksheet and see if the points change at all for the job.
Yes, Becky, I can definitely help you with that. So then we would be able to, we have to do this so that we can have a recommendation for the 24th. for the rest of the
Yep.
board.
Or that we can discuss it on, you know, everybody can have information to talk about on the 24th.
Got it. Yeah, that's fine. We've got the labor negotiations with the police. We got a few meetings on Monday and Tuesday. No, we don't.
I think this isn't.
We had to, hold on, let me just change my calendar here. I have it written down.
Yeah, it's Thursday, the 24th.
So the 24th, I have a personnel board meeting. I
Yeah.
have a couple of the police negotiations in there. Monday, Tuesday, next week, and then the 23rd.
Yeah, so if we just stick to the regular schedule, I think we should have what we need for that meeting.
Okay,
This one.
that's fine. Yeah, just when I'm looking at my calendar. Police, I've got police contract on Monday at 5:30, the 14th. What are
That's
the
what I
other
had.
ones? What are the-
Tuesday. Tuesday was the second one we had.
And that's at 5:30 as well? All right, and that's one where we're gonna meet with, I forget the person's name now. but
Yeah, the
you-
first one is Among Us, and then the next one is the larger group.
Okay, both at 5:30. I'm sorry, I didn't have that one down, but it'll be tight, but I can make it. I should be back in time. I might be 15 minutes late, but that's fine.
So we haven't posted yet. So do you want it for a meeting for 6:15 instead of 6 or?
6 o'clock would be fine. No, I have 5:30. You said 6 on Tuesday?
No, on Thursday. Thursday, the
24th.
24th.
The
No,
24th,
that's
the
fine.
personnel one.
No, Thursday, 24th, I'm fine. It's the 15th that I have something else in my calendar at 3:30 in Springfield, but hopefully it won't be more than 45 minutes and I can be back. It'll be
Okay.
cool.
We can just make them wait.
Okay, well, you guys can start without me too. We'll talk
Um,
about that Monday. I apologize. Okay, so Becky, yes, I'm happy to work on that with you. I would say that next Wednesday is out for me, but Thursday or Friday or the following Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, let's shoot for Friday.
Okay.
Just because I have about 20 things happening Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Well, and Thursday too, the 17th. If you can, I'm free on. Okay, that's fine. Friday the 18th, that's fine.
If you're better on, I can try for Thursday.
If you could try for Thursday and then it really doesn't matter, Becky. I got a lot of
We'll
stuff
do
going on.
Thursday.
All right, and if that doesn't work Friday, I can squeeze in Friday. I
Okay,
can. I'll just move things around. It's fine. Your
Becky, I imagine you're
schedule.
gonna need, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
I imagine you're gonna need minutes for this meeting.
I'm taking them.
Oh, good job. I was gonna say, I have a whole bunch of notes I can probably convert.
Well, if you want to send them to me, I'll just make sure I got my facts straight, but I think I
Okay.
got it. But that would be
I'll
helpful.
send you
when
what I
send it.
wrote down and then you can play with them or throw them out or whatever you want to do.
And fix what I wrote down wrong, and then we'll be good to go.
All right.
all right, great. We have a plan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you, Melody, for making a quorum. I hope you feel better.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Melody, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, then
Thanks.
feel better, Melody.
I hope you feel better for Saturday, Melody.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.